Yo, what up, guys? I'm going to be breaking down these two insane gold trades that set up back to back last week. I haven't made a trade breakdown video in a while, but I'm going to start making them again because, it's good to let all you guys know, the trades that we're taking and show you why that we took them and how the setups, happened, how we caught them. So, yeah, last Tuesday, there was back-to-back 10-hour gold trades in the same day. Unfortunately, I did miss this entry because I was busy in a one-on-one call with one of the members, but I did take this second one up here. It was also a plus 10. These were both set up on the 30-second system. This is like, generational profit here. So this would have been an amazing day on gold. A crazy day if I took both of them, but it was still a crazy day. I took the second one, made 10 RR. But I'll review both of these trades because they were both completely valid on the 30-second system. So, starting from the 2-hour time frame and the 4-hour, we're both bullish at the time. All the high time frames were bullish on gold here, so we knew we were looking for longs. Going to the 30-minute model was also bullish. Just went through a reaccumulation after being up 10 breaks, so we knew that we were good to look for longs. Going down to the 8-minute, I believe the zone that I used for this, the zone that would have been used for this first trade, is an 8-minute break one zone. So we actually had a break up here on the 8-minute, and this was a big, oh sorry, no, this was not an 8-minute zone, my bad. This is a 30-minute zone. Yeah, my bad. This is a 30-minute zone here, so this was a 30-minute fractal zone. So if we draw the fractals out, you can start from down here. This would have been FB1. We get a pullback right there. This would have been FB2. And then FB2 gets mitigated right there. You can see that. FB1 and FB2 get mitigated. And then we have FB3, which would have been right here. And then we have an FB4 as well. FB3, FB4, it would have been right there. But we actually go through a reset right here. So this is a fractal reset. This is why it's very important that you guys understand how fractal resets work, because this entire trade was taken based off of a fractal reset, right? So we get a reset right there because this was the range for FB3. This was the low of the range for FB3. And then you can restart the new fractal count like this, FB1. And we tap into, this would be 30-minute FB zone. So we tap into that zone. On the 8-minute, we get our type 1 validation. Let me rewind this a bit. Or you know what, I'll rewind it right here. So we tap the zone, we get a triple M, so that would be our type 1 validation right there. And from this point, we'd be looking at the 30-second. So on the 30-second, we have a stage 1 cluster right here. This would not have been taken because the 8-minute wasn't valid yet, and the MAs are bearish here. But that is the beginning of stage 1. And then the entry would simply just be on the stage 1 reaccumulation here. So the 20 MA crosses above the 50, making this valid to buy stop. The 8-minute was also valid. We had our triple M there, which gave us a type 1. And then we would have been entered right here. So this one would have taken a while to play out. But as you guys know, I trail gold. So I wouldn't be doing the ATRTP method here. I would have been trailing. And if you actually follow the trail, let me just skip forward a bit quicker here. The trail would have been like this. I'll show you the, so we would have started trailing obviously once we make our way out of the entry area. I would have been trailing like here, and then we shoot all the way up. I would have been trailing to this low, almost would have tapped us out, but it keeps going, trailing, and then eventually trail here, and then that's where we would have been tapped out. So that would have been a plus 9.8, I believe. Then, it's obviously a crazy trade. That was a New York session. That was like, 1 p.m., around 1:20 p.m. EST. Missed that trade though, and then, regardless of whether I took it or not though, it just showcases, how insane this system really is, this strategy is. Because, if anyone else was watching this, I think some people did take it, but that was an absolutely perfect setup right there. So then we continue on later into the Asia session. We're up 4 breaks now on the 8-minute, and we had a fractal break. So this is an 8-minute fractal zone that we used for this trade. FB would have been right here. So we tap in there immediately with a triple M. So we were good to go down to the 8-minute. Sorry, the 30 seconds is what I mean. And starting from back here, we can see we have 4 breaks down here. So I'm going to start looking at the stages from there. So we have stage 1, 8 breaks up, 2 breaks down into stage 1 react, and now we're in stage 2. We were in this big range in stage 2, so I started looking for fractal entries. So we had an FB1, pullback, FB2, and then we had a fractal reset right here. So again, another entry caught because of a fractal reset. So the concept of fractal reset is very powerful. So anyways, we have a fractal reset there. We come down, we make a new FB1, we tap the FB1 zone, and then I buy stopped the FB2 break, stop loss under that pullback there, and again we're in a trade here. So stage 2 fractal entry on this one. This was at 11:50 p.m. so Asia session, and again I trailed this one, so the trail was probably somewhere around here. Then here, then here, then here. And just a tip with the trailing, so I got topped up there at plus 9.9 RR. Tip with the trailing, I did not, when we had this break up right here, I did not trail under this low, because I usually have a rule where I want to see at least 2 breaks before I trail. I don't trail to the exact most recent break, so I was waiting for pretty much 2 breaks up there. That's why I didn't trail here, because otherwise if I trailed here I would have got tapped out super early. But that rule kind of kept me in the trade, so my trail was still right here. So we stayed in that trade right there. And yeah, plus 9.9 RR. So pretty much like 20 RR day on gold that gold decided to give us, with my system. So insane day. I'm going to start making more of these trade breakdowns. I probably have a lot more trades that I can break down right now because we've been hitting a lot of trades this week and everything. But yeah, those were the gold setups last week. I'll see you guys in the next video.